continue, and this is my way of seeking to do it before we talk about Israel, U.S., Israel, and Iran. Felix, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
Right.
I'm happy to be here.
So a while ago, I did Samson Stake. Sure. And when John Mahama, took over and decided that independence celebration will not come with the pomp and pageantry anymore, reduce cost and everything, some of us were very excited. I believe many Ghanaians are excited about that. Before that, we had been asking that African leaders should emulate the Magafuli and Samia, his predecessor, who dedicate the funds that would have gone into celebrations to projects, schools, roads, emergency health care. What's the response you are getting?
Well, I think the feedback has been great. What it is that when we first came to power, when the independence celebrations were inching closer, the president just called us one day and said that, is it really worth all this pomp and pageantry, given the cost? Beyond that also was the sheer stress that it puts on school children and military officers. Because we've had instances where some of the military officers and the school children have passed out during the sun because they had to stand on the sun for several hours. So in fact, you recall that even under the previous government, there was an arrangement where they came to the parade only when it was time to march. So that was a step taken to ensure that we minimize casualties. But then an issue of cost arose. So the president demanded to know the cost for the previous celebrations that took place before he took over power. We noticed that the MPP government moved it around. I think there was Tamale, there was Ho, there was Sunyani, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The last one cost 15 million Ghana cedis. And when the president also asked for what it will cost to hold it at the Independence Square, because it's a bigger venue, and so you will need more numbers. Ordinarily, you need 60 contingents of 60 men and women each. So that right away gives you about 3,600 people marching on the day. So you have to take care of their transportation, their feeding, rations, and all the costs that come with it. So it came up to almost 20 million Ghana cedis. The president said he was not going to have any of it. So he then said, well, there's a way, we need to mark the day. It is a significant, perhaps the most important date on our national calendar. So what do we do to mark the day, preserve its importance and significance in our history, and yet minimize cost and all the problems associated with it? So he said, then we can use the forecourt of the presidency. Indeed, it's a vast, sprawling complex. It has a lot of space. So then we're going to cut it down to, I think, 300 people with some invited guests. It would unfortunately mean that we have to limit the number of people who can come in, because at the Independence Square or in regional capitals, people could come in their numbers and support the process. That one is a regrettable effect of having to cut down. But when everything was done and said, we cut down the budget by about 90%. So it came to 101.5 million or thereabouts last year. And same for this year. So that really was it. And I had the privilege of announcing it first last year, and it was very well received. It showed that people were interested in government cutting costs and making savings and what have you. Now, to the bit about
my calculation, the reduction was about actually 95%.
Yeah, about 95%, yes. Yeah. Yes, it was a significant cut.
Right.
Now, you ask a question about, okay, so elsewhere, they put the money into tangible projects and all that. You see, but that would be valid if government was not spending on those things already. Indeed, between the 2025 and 2026 budgets, up to 50 billion Ghana cedis has been dedicated to roads alone.
All right.
If you come to AAK now, we are awash with roads. I can point you 5 roads that have been constructed as I speak to you.
All right.
AAK alone. And okay. All over. There's money.
That's just my way of welcoming you briefly.
So that really is.